Shanna, here with
I'm
MTR,
Christopher.
and we're talking to
Christopher Heyerdahl.
from Van Helsing.
We know our names, isn't that
I know, isn't that great?
Yeah,
We should have switched off.
we should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do
Yeah,
it again?
yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Christopher, and this is,
I'm Shanna.
and we're here talking about Van Helsing season 2. What can you tell us?
What can I tell you? It's so funny that what do you say? It's taken for anyone who's seen season 1, or if you haven't, it's going to be on Netflix at the end of August. I think they announced that today. It takes everything and all those characters that have been set up, brings in new characters, but it takes all the old characters and just gives us more. Mm-hmm. It's like getting to know good friends or people you want to get to know. There's always, I think, the cool thing about talking to people who've watched the show, fans that I've met in the street, is that they all have one or two favorite characters. And usually when they come up to me, they say, okay, I like your character, but they usually then say, but you know who I really love? I really love Doc. The last person I talked to, they said, oh, I just love Doc. Doc is the best character. And they talk about just the vulnerability of Doc and the struggle of Doc. And thinking about it, Doc's character is so powerful and goes to the heart of all of us. Someone who doesn't make all the right decisions. Someone whose fears cripple them, and then they get busted for those fears. And to try and survive that, and that's what we see in season 2. We see Doc trying to rebuild all the terrible things that she's done out of her own inability to stand up and be the hero, and to watch her as a human being trying to do that. It's very cool. So we see that. We see the characters who we think are villains, perhaps showing different sides of themselves. We see Axel,
Yes.
who Doc, they have such a strong relationship because of what Axel did with Doc when she was a vampire. So the way we see them interacting in season 2 is really fascinating. And watching Axel trying to, the idea of maintaining, what do you do? How do you maintain your humanity once you have this virus inside of you? And the way that Axel does it is completely different from the way Sam does it. Sam finds, my character Sam finds freedom in that virus, whereas Axel finds hell. So it's just fascinating to see how everyone, and it's very human. It's a very human story.
So it sounds like there's a lot going on internally and a lot of development with the characters. Yeah. In terms of the action, is a lot of that still there?
Yeah, there's tons of action. I mean, that's inherent in this genre. There's lots of blood. There's lots of people being, hacked up and bitten, and there are lots of fights going on. Kamani, who does our fights, does amazing stuff. Holly Krasinski, who does stunt double for Kelly, is remarkable. And having to, especially this year, given where Kelly was at, we were just saying that she just had a baby. She was carrying around a baby all that time. So Holly had an even larger job to do this year. Basically, every time that Kelly's turned around, it's Holly. Anytime she's you see her from the side, it's Holly. Yeah. And Holly is quite a remarkable combat artist in Canada, and she has 11 schools, I think, teaching karate. I mean, she's quite a remarkable person. And so there's so many people involved in making this thing happen, and the stunts are phenomenal. So yeah, there's lots of that. Lots of blood, lots of guts, lots of death, and lots of humanity. So it's a good show.
And you just have done so much genre work, so much kind of creepy characters.
Specialize in the creep.
Sam, though, there's something about him. I think it's maybe because he's so quiet. I don't get as much creepiness from him. I feel for him more.
Good. Even toward the end. Have you seen the final part of? You haven't got there yet?
Haven't got there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the idea, right? The idea is that hopefully you fall in love with this guy. You look at him as someone who you would want to hang out with, who you'd want to have on your team, protecting you, or being a friend, or being a supporter in the big apocalypse that is life. So when we find out that he's the killer, hopefully that's something that we have to challenge the way that we look at him. Do we abandon him? Are we torn like Muhammad is torn, or are we like Van Helsing, who just throws him under the bus?
Is it?
Like we're all somewhere, either on one side or the other, or somewhere in between. Hopefully, if we actually cared about the guy.
Is it? Do you think it's a thing of now that this is it? Like this is the end, that we do have to throw him away, or do you think there's some hope for redemption?
Well, here's the thing: he is who he is, and he hasn't changed. That's who he's always been. So the question is, okay, so a tiger, a wolf. Do we throw away all the tigers in the world? Do we throw away all the wolves in the world? Do we throw away all the eagles in the world? Because that's all they do, is kill and eat. So sharks, do we kill all the sharks in the world? He's an apex predator. That's what the guy is. And he's no longer a human being. So I guess the thing is, if we say to sharks or wolves or whatever, some kind of apex predator, let's just get rid of you, or you are a different thing than we are. You're no longer human. So I'm just going to give you your space, and hopefully we'll never meet up. I don't know. That's the interesting question. Because if many human beings, if given the chance, you just wipe out anything that is a danger to us, human or otherwise. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing.
This sounds like it's going to be a really interesting season.
It's kind of cool.
All right.
Kind of cool.
Can't wait. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Pleasure.
All right.